Hi there. Happy day 12 of the ABC challenge. Super excited. I say that every time, you guys. I really mean it. We are doing letter L today. I'll be demoing the lowercase letter L, and then we'll do the uppercase. So if you're new around here, you can check out information below in the description. And I'm just going to jump right in. So thanks to those of you in the chat joining in live, super fun. And if you are on Instagram, be sure you are tagging your work and sharing it. And also, I've been taking the call for names on Instagram, so be sure to find that post in my stories. Okay, so let's bring you in closer for lowercase letter L. This is really similar to the letter I because we have our entrance stroke and then you have an underturn, but instead of just the underturn, we're going to start off with an ascending stem loop. Okay, so I guess it's not totally like your letter I, but from here, and I'm going to break this up, then you're going to finish with your exit stroke. So from this point on, you have an underturn, but we're adding this ascending stem loop. And so what this huge, this whole thing can be done in one stroke. You don't have to break it up. But what ends up happening is it might be a little bit too overwhelming in the beginning. So I like to add this extra break right here. So entrance stroke, ascending stem loop, transition into an underturn. Okay, so let's do it one more time and I'll show you how you can do it in two strokes. So stroke number one, and then remember, you don't want to start right here. You actually want to start up and over so that you have space to put that thick stroke. Then you would just go directly into your underturn. Okay, so a little bit of troubleshooting. Remember, we want to always be intentional. Every stroke is very intentional. We have our thick stroke on the slant line. Okay, you're not going to do something like this. You're not going to do your entrance stroke here, but then bring your ascending stem loop over here, because what that does is it's okay to do that version, but it's not intentional. See, if this thick stroke here, that is not on our slant line. Okay, our slant line is actually over here. So just keep that in mind. You want to be intentional. And remember, in that case, you would rotate your page so that you can get that thick stroke on the slant line. Hi guys in the chat. So nice to see you. Hi Mikey, Isella, Isabel, Pamela, and Fabiano. All right. Hopefully a few more people jump in. Let's do the uppercase. Now, uppercase gets a little bit tricky. And I know, I say that about every capital letter. I'll put a card, you guys, up here in the corner of the screen. That way, if you want to go over the basic strokes for the capital letters, you can check that out. Okay, so the first stroke is a lead in, okay, like a variation of our entrance. And then you're going to do your capital stem or your basic downstroke. Okay. Now, after that, you're going to continue on and form a horizontal loop. Okay, this is really important because you not only want to have a good shape to that loop, but I'll show you in a bit when we put this all together. You want to make sure that it balances out with the rest of your letter L. So after this stroke here, it's going to look like this. You come out of there and then you finish with your exit. Okay, so let's put that all together here. So we have, you can do this all in one stroke. Lead in, capital stem, horizontal loop, and then your exit. Okay, or you can do it a little bit broken up. So another way to do this that I've learned, I don't particularly do my letter L this way. I'm just sharing it with you in case you're interested. So you would do your capital stem first, your horizontal loop, you can finish the L, and then you can come back up and around, finish the loop. Okay, close it up a little bit above the waistline, and then come back as if you were to do your lead in. Okay, see why it's a little bit trickier, because you have to do some aiming and some timing things. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna take our Instagram suggestions. Sorry to make you dizzy. Let's go to the bottom. I'm gonna do Lorelai because that is Gilmore Girls. Who here is a Gilmore Girls fan? Okay, and it has 2 L's. That's perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the first variation here. So the first, I'm sorry, not variation, but the first version. Okay. Now, the way the ending of this L works, if you noticed here, I ended this with that entrance stroke, but I stopped halfway between my waistline and my baseline. See this? So what that allowed me to do is connect to the oval right after. So here's my letter L. Am I spelling it right? I hope so. I love Gilmore Girls. It is full of talk, like the girls talk non-stop, but it's just so funny. And let's do Luke. Oh, this is perfect. Okay. Geeking out over Gilmore Girls. Sorry if you have no idea what I'm talking about. But Luke is Lorelai's soulmate in the show. And remember K from yesterday? We did that lowercase letter K. Okay. Lorelai and Luke. Let's do a little heart here. Okay. Hi guys. More of you in the chat. So good to see you. Hi Sue. Hi. Is it Lisa or Liza? Okay. What other names do we have here? Okay. Let's do Lacey. And now on this version, you guys, I'm going to do a little bit of a different version of the L. So do your capital stem. I'm actually going to finish the name here. So Lacey. I'm going to take advantage of this empty space down below. Finish my E. Give my C a little terminal dot. And then I'm going to finish this letter here. Add a little bit of pressure and then taper off into a hairline. And that's it. Super simple. I really like this version. It's not as dramatic. Okay. All right, let's do a guy's name. Lawrence. Let's do the same version. Something that I want to do also, you guys, speaking of geeking out over TV shows, if you're familiar with Handlettered ABCs, which is what this challenge is inspired by, we often do themed challenges. So what that means is we will give a theme, so example, let's say TV shows, and then we would ask people to write out anything to do with the TV show. You could write the title of the TV show, a quote, names, basically using that as your inspiration for something to write. And so I'm bringing that up because I would love to bring that challenge onto YouTube, and I would ask you guys to give me suggestions. So if you are in the chat, let me know if that sounds like a good idea. And if you are watching this on the replay, let me know too if you would participate in something like that, because On hand-lettered ABCs, we would do them weekly. And so on YouTube, I'm kind of playing around with what I would do. Oops, got a little shaky there. How that would play out. Okay, let's do Lucas. We're almost to the halfway mark with the letters, by the way. So I hope you are keeping up, or if not, just simply gathering inspiration. You know these videos are here for you whenever you're ready for them. Okay, I want to talk about, let's kind of troubleshoot. We didn't really do much troubleshooting up here. Let's kind of talk about the letter L. I'm going to go backwards, sorry. One thing to keep in mind, again, is we have that thick stroke on our slant line, right? Pretty much this is the thickest part of your letter. Okay, you could potentially add a little bit of thickness in this downstroke here, but be careful to not overpower the rest of the letter. And then another thing to keep in mind is you want to think ovals. Okay, see this oval here? And then this is a tiny oval. We pretty much are having an oval here. You're getting ready to go into your next letter, because if you don't keep that as an oval, it starts to look a little off. I would say Luke right here, this is a little too much in a circle. I should have brought this out a little bit more here. That would have been a little bit better. Okay. And then another thing to keep in mind is you want this loop to be, I could have made this a little bit bigger to match the ascending stem loop here. But these are just kind of things that I'm telling myself as I'm practicing. So if you can do that, then you're on the right track. Just slowly finding ways to improve. Okay, let's do 2 more names. Okay. Oh, this is an interesting name. Loredana. Okay, so let's try to do... Oh, here's another tip for the letter L. I like to try and stop this, after this horizontal loop, stop at the baseline, and we're going to come back to it. Okay, so this is a perfect name because there is no descender. Okay, and so I would just start off with the next letter. I'm going to leave some space. What's going to happen is I'm going to bring this L down below, but I'm trying to gauge how far away I want to put that next letter. So here I'm just finishing the rest of the name. What a very pretty and unique name. And then you're going to turn your page so that you can add the bottom part of that L. Okay, you can make it as long as you want. I tend to just kind of see how it feels. I don't really have a perfect formula for that L, but that's something you can do. Let's see if we could even do something else like, what's another unique name we have here? Okay, Liz Ann. So stop here, and let's actually bring this lower down here. And then you would just continue on with the rest of the name. So a key when you're doing this to keep in mind is that you don't want the bottom part of your L to touch the baseline, because then you're going to risk being a little bit too cluttered, a little bit of a traffic jam, or just be careful when you're doing that, okay? And just to troubleshoot this a little bit more, I wish I sort of dipped a little bit lower this way down instead of so straight down. Do you guys see that? So if I were to redo this, I would do that. Okay, and then again, keeping with your ovals, you don't want to be too circular. And then as for spacing, I pretend that I have an entrance stroke from this area. You can even draw one if you want, but I just eyeballed it. So see here, I pretended there's an entrance stroke. So what would look appropriate? You don't want it too far, you want it too close. Because if it's too far, it looks like two separate words. It doesn't look together. But if it's too close, it may be too cluttered. And that is letter L. I hope you guys enjoyed this demo. I always tell you that I want to do all the names. So I am saving these names on Instagram in terms of the Instagram stories. See, look, I'm just going to add it right now. Highlight names. So that way, if you go to the front of my page, I have this section here, names. And you can go through any of the letters that we did before. And I myself can actually scroll up and see all of the name suggestions. So that it's kind of like my way of saving them. And then hopefully I can do more videos with just demoing names. I'd love to do like a tricky name series. I've had some people give me requests on like names with double letters, names with two descenders, or names that they just don't know what to do with, like with a letter X, or like just tricky letter connections. So if you like that idea, please give me a thumbs up, especially if you're watching this on the replay. I'd really appreciate it. And I will see you guys tomorrow. It's going to be day 13 in the series. So if you're enjoying this, I'd love for you to just stick around, hop on tomorrow. And I've been trying to make the chat available as early as 8:30 California time. So if you want to hop on with some questions or just like hang out, feel free to do that. And I appreciate your patience waiting for me to hop on myself. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. So take care and I'll see ya. Bye.